Here's the one thing about golden handcuffs. It doesn't feel like a trap at first. It feels like security, it feels like comfort, it feels like you've made it. It feels like it would be stupid for you to walk away, right? And for those that have woken up dreading a job that honestly looks perfect on paper, you know very well that there's a difference between comfort and fulfillment. And the most dangerous place that you can be is comfortable enough for you to stay, but unhappy enough that it starts to affect you and you start falling apart. And I lived it, trust me. A few years ago, I took a leave of absence from work. This was because stress had gotten to my body in a way that I could not ignore anymore, and I needed to fix myself. And so I did. I left, and that was even a scary thing as well, but another topic for a different day. But when I did come back, oh boy, I knew it very quickly that my time was up and this wasn't for me. And the honest truth is, I still stayed. I still stayed longer because, leaving is irresponsible. This was a good job. It was paying my bills, it had my benefits. Why would I leave? Plus, I'm a first gen. We don't leave jobs. We don't. I'm also an older sister. So, what does that mean? I needed to feel or be comfortable. And to be honest, I chose comfort over clarity. And one thing I learned in that season is, or what the season taught me was, comfort is not peace. It really isn't because I still felt uncomfortable. I still felt, even though I felt comfortable, I was not at peace. And honestly, life is more than a paycheck. Here are three signs that comfort might be keeping you stuck. One, you're more afraid of the unknown than you are tired of the familiar. So when I think about leaving a job, I like bugs. When I think about leaving a job, the first thought that comes is not excitement. It's more so, what am I gonna do next? What are people going to think? How will I answer the question when people ask me? Because a lot of times when people introduce themselves, they say what they do. And I realized sometimes, like, I wasn't always, yes, I'm still afraid of the unknown, but I realized that I also was afraid of the script of not having the next plan, the next step, because we are brought up in this society that we have everything planned. You have school, you have job, everything is clear. But when you don't have that, it seems very unnatural and unfamiliar as well. But if you're in a job and if you're staying there because it feels irresponsible for you to leave, that's not wisdom, that's comfort, and there's a difference. I've lived it, so I know what I'm talking about, but it took me a long time to be able to get out of that cycle. So if that's you, comfort might be right at your doorstep. And the second sign is that you stopped asking yourself what you want. At some point, I stopped asking myself what I wanted and I just asked myself what made sense. And those are two different questions because what makes sense is staying employed, keeping that 2 week by weekly paycheck, keeping your benefits, keeping your health insurance, having a plan before we step out. I'm a planner. I have a plan for the plan for the plan. So this was off character to me because why would we do this to ourselves? We got perks. They're perks. I was spoiled. But what was important to me was waking up without dread, waking up energized, waking up knowing that I was building something that was meaningful to me. Although I could achieve that outside of work, I get that. But I also wanted that work could just be work that you're getting a paycheck for, but at least it has a purpose. And for my high achievers out there, we learn really, really quickly. And sometimes after we've learned and achieved, we plateau and it's like there's nothing else. And I'm like, I want to learn something new. I need to be challenged. And yeah, that's what I wanted. But what made sense for me, even staying in a place where I felt like I wasn't growing, I was just comfortable because paycheck was good. When was the last time that you asked yourself, what do you want? Right? And not because of what society or what would be acceptable to people. What do you actually want? The third sign is your body is telling you something or signaling something to you, but your mind keeps overriding. And this was a real one for me. My body gave me a huge signal that I needed to listen. Sometimes we don't know what our body is trying to tell us way ahead of time because we're so busy and we're not noticing things. But once it gets to the point that your body starts to implode on itself, please be careful. If you're feeling like rest is not getting you to a point of calmness. If you're feeling like you are, and physically for your body, you could actually get different things happen. So whether it's from headaches, whether it's from brain fog, whether it's from like you getting insomnia, you getting breakouts. Oh my goodness, breakouts. Everything in your being, it's like your body is trying to tell you something, but you're not noticing it. But I hope that at least as you're taking this time to listen and be more attentive, you realize what these signs are. And if you feel there's a kind of rest that even sleep, even a vacation can't fix. Like sometimes you go on vacation, but after the vacation, you need a vacation for the vacation. Keep noticing that. I know people get the Sunday scaries, but this is on a different level where maybe you're reacting, you're hyperventilating, shakes. If you get anxious, your heart is palpitating. You can't sleep because your mind is always on. So you might start, I don't know, getting ill because maybe your immunity is not up anymore because the stress has affected you so much. If you feel like you don't know what fine or good looks like, take a pause, slow down, and reevaluate what is actually happening and listen to your body because it does not lie. It's not being dramatic, it's just being honest. And I'm listing all of this because comfort could grow slowly to burnout, and that's when you have extreme symptoms. And I know that comfort kept me there longer than I should have, not because I was weak, but because I was scared. And I think a lot of us are. And we've gotten so used to calling this fear being responsible. And one thing that I would say is that this season has really taught me that golden handcuffs only work, or you only give them power when you believe you can't do any better. But the moment you start believing that you can do better, they come and they fall right off. If you're in that season where you're thinking of betting on yourself, thinking of should I stay, should I go, know this one thing. That that feeling of discomfort is only temporary because the cost of you staying where it isn't right for you, that adds up. These companies will choose themselves when they can. By the way, I'm Funanya and I'm figuring this out in real time. So if you are also trying to find yourself, trying to start over, you're in the middle of a decision to stay, to go, to bet on yourself, I hear you and I hope this resonates with you. If you have a friend that you keep hearing, next month I'll do it, next year, send this to them. Encourage them to be like, take that leap, bet on you. Where are you in this? Where do you fall in all this? Are you starting to figure it out? Do you need to push? Drop it in the comments. I'll read every single one of them. And if you want to follow along, please subscribe and I will see you in my next video.